audio, got video, we got our drink. That's right, we're drinking out of a janky old jar because I couldn't find any other glass. Tastes just the same. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to hell. This is the Grumpy Snail Podcast, and I'm your host, Jonathan Snyder. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate everybody that watches these videos. Anytime you're wasting your time looking at this, I appreciate it a whole lot. If you like these videos, make sure you click the like button. Make sure you share these videos, and also subscribe to the channel. There's a little subscription button down there that you can click on if you have an account made. If you have any questions or any suggestions, there's a comment section. I upload sorry, the cat's in here. I upload a video every Sunday at noon, right here on YouTube, and also over on Rumble if my upload and download internet speeds are adequate. I think I spent 4 or 5 hours last weekend uploading the video, so as long as everything works like it's supposed to, everything will turn out just fine. At some point, all my videos will only be available through Rumble, because eventually, YouTube will kick me off, because they make arbitrary rules that they change constantly. And, they don't tell you about it. There's a big list of naughty words you can't say, and then that changes all the time, constantly. Okay, you need to get in. Go on, Lana. Get down. You're getting hair everywhere. Go on. Okay, you can get up here later. You can get up here later when it's all done. Alright, so go follow my channel over at Rumble. I know these intros are boring, and they certainly are when I listen to, other videos that I watch, seeing these intros every day, but this is your first video that somebody sees, then, all the info is important. I've got a couple shirts left, and some stickers as well. These items are exclusive, and once they're gone, they're gone. The stickers are $5, shirts are $25. If there's some reason you can't purchase these items, whether it be for a size issue, a money issue, availability issue, you have no way to contact me because you're, God knows where watching this video. I'd be surprised if you were. There will be shirts of all sizes that you can order. There will be available in multiple colors as well, along with stickers and other things like mugs, hats. I'm working on it. Different designs. I'll make an announcement next podcast. So it may be next week if I do a podcast next week, or it may be later than that. But on the next podcast, I will make an announcement for the website to buy all my merchandise. It's crazy to think about it, that I'll be doing merchandise. It's just weird. But yeah, that'll be announced on the next Grumpy Snail Podcast. Please stay tuned. There'll be a link that you can go to and order all my stuff. It'll be amazing. It'll be the greatest SOB Studios merch website ever. Alright. So, what are these podcasts that I'm doing? They aren't news. I'm not a news anchor. I'm not reporting the news. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a journalist, though, I do have a communication degree hanging up somewhere in here. It's back there. Right above me. Right out of frame where you can't see, probably. But it's up there. I'm just some guy, giving an opinion, my perspective on news headlines, whether they be actual, real, or fake news. And, I'm, just reading them. my life experience on issues and the way that I perceive events that affect me are the type of news type headlines I'll be discussing. Who I am. I'm a nobody who works, a 9-to-5 manufacturing job that doesn't actually start at 9. It starts at 5 o'clock in the morning, so it's more like a 9 to 3. Or 5 to 3. Sorry, math is hard. So the events that mean the most to me or affect me and my family will be the ones that I complain about. So let's discuss the things that make me grumpy this week. And for that, we take the drink. So the big news story of this week is Tucker Carlson. I say that not because it affects me, not because it affects you, but because everyone on every podcast and every news site anywhere was doing nothing but talking about it all week. It was so damn annoying. All day. Like I have a list of podcasts I listen to all day as I work, and it's all Tucker Carlson. You'd be fine. Okay, one day, all right, I'll just set through this. I'll listen to Tucker Carlson nonsense, and then tomorrow we'll talk about the stuff that's important. But no, it was all week, all the god awful things that are going on, and all anyone wants to talk about is this guy losing his job. I mean, I'm losing my job. Nobody's talking about that. I mean, some people are talking about that. Not just the people that are losing their jobs, but I don't watch Fox News. I don't have cable. My girlfriend doesn't know who this guy is. My mom doesn't know who this guy is. My girlfriend's mom doesn't know who this guy is. People don't watch cable anymore. I know it's more a big, Gen Z thing, but, millennials don't have cable. Their parents don't have cable anymore. I guess it's a big deal because he's the highest rated show in that time slot, especially in the key demo. Which again, like I said, doesn't make any sense to because we're in the age of podcasts and the internet. So, this guy will go somewhere else and, he'll be doing a podcast thing and people watch him there. It really just doesn't seem like a big deal to me. I think it's more of a big deal to boomer people. Honestly, the possibility of a nuclear war seems like a way bigger issue to be worried about than Tucker Carlson. Speaking of the biggest court in the land, the Supreme Court, is currently hearing this case in which a county over in Minnesota seized a woman's condo due to unpaid taxes, interest, and fees, that have accumulated over the unpaid taxes. And y'all probably know my opinion of taxes. But the county seized the condo and they sold it, and they just kept all the money that they sold the condo for, not just the money that the woman owed for the taxes, interest, and fees. Now, this type of home equity seizure is legal in 12 states, I believe, give or take. And it sounds more like home equity theft to me. I believe it all comes down to the issue of civil asset forfeiture and whether the government or its jack-booted brown shirts can just take your stuff if they want to. Do we believe in proper property rights? I mean, what are the limiting principles? Can they just take whatever? Can they just come? Let's say I'm $1,000 behind on taxes. They just come and take the house I'm living in and all my stuff. That seems kind of not right, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, I believe all this is BS. The government authority is based on the consent of the governed, right? And I don't give the government permission to take my crap, as I assume you wouldn't as well. So, yeah, it might be a big deal. So that might be one to watch. I know the court really unanimously wasn't real impressed with the opening arguments. So that might be a plus. Even though I'm sure I'm sure some left-leaning people just want to take your stuff, right? In other news, Jim Justice. This story here is kind of closer to home to me. Jim Justice, he has announced that he's running for the U.S. Senate to replace Joe Manchin. Now, Jim Justice is the current governor, and he's the richest man in the state of West Virginia. And he's a Republican. West Virginia is one of the reddest states in the union. I think there's only one state that went for Trump more, or not. Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to look at the percentages again. But Manchin himself is a Democrat, not a Republican, and he's also one of the main reasons why the Biden's Inflation Reduction Act passed into law. Something that has way more to do with green energy policy than, it has to do with actual inflation. So, this race will be a very interesting race for the state of West Virginia, but not only just for the state, but also for the nation as well, because, the Senate and the House is so, there's so tight between the Republicans and Democrats that, losing, even though it's Manchin, losing a Democrat seat to a Republican is, a pretty big deal. Like I said, those seats they're so close. The polls estimated that the Senate would flip Republican, as well as the House, and the House only got a couple seats. What are they? They only got like 4 or 5 seats, or something like that. And the Senate is, very narrowly Democrat by like 2 seats or something. So those seats matter. So it's going to be a very interesting race. I'm not a fan of either of these people, honestly, but I'm not a resident of West Virginia anymore at the moment. Hopefully, one day that'll change. We got a couple gender nonsense in the news again, because you can't get away from it. It doesn't go away. These things don't go away, they just get worse. Or more intense, or whatever, however you want to phrase it. First of all, there's all this crap talking about how we need female crash test dummies. First of all, the crash test dummy is not gendered, because it's a dummy. Second, the current test dummies aren't efficient at detecting the effects of a car crash, for women. Then you have to admit that men and women aren't the same. That there are differences between men and women. Right? Yeah. Yeah, so if we're going to do that, we got to do that. Those two things got to go together. The next story talks about this county in Vermont that wants to get rid of, the labels for male and female, and replace them with people that produce sperm and people that produce eggs. And this is for a health class, or for health classes, because it's the county. So instead of using just singular words, we're just going to, have long ass definitions. That we already have terms for. Male and female. Right along with this kind of fascist thinking. We're going to talk about Dylan Mulvaney again. Because Dylan Mulvaney, finally came out after the whole Budweiser thing. It's been dark. It's been dark for a while. So Dylan Mulvaney finally came out and said that Dylan Mulvaney thinks that referring to Dylan Mulvaney as a he should be illegal. Is that right? What other words do you think Dylan Mulvaney thinks should be illegal? And I'm supposed to be the fascist one. I have a feeling we're going to talk a lot more about how people don't understand the definition of words and what words mean. I have a feeling we're going to be doing that a lot. A lot. Probably should have put more drink in my glass. Well, moving on, in another effort to make the military even more ineffective, because God knows it's great at the moment. The whole gender race theory nonsense isn't enough to completely screw up the whole, military isn't supposed to be, fluffy pillows and shit. It's supposed to be breaking you down mentally. And it seems like it's reversed. We're breaking the military down mentally. So if all the the gender theory and race theory nonsense wasn't enough, and selling all of our reserve oil to China, so we don't have oil for our own military vehicles wasn't enough, and if it wasn't enough sending all of our military equipment, including our ammo, to Ukraine, we're going to go ahead and move to switching all the military vehicles to be electric. Not just domestically, all military vehicles. I don't think I need to go through all the issues that's going to cause. Oh, man. You know what? How about we just browse a couple news headlines? How about that? I can just bring up some stuff here. If my mouse works, because my mouse doesn't like to work. Let's see. What's going on today in news headlines? Oh, wow. So, apparently there's some sort of IRS whistleblower talking about the Hunter Biden probe. Because, that's... Oh, Hunter Biden laptop is a thing. Let's see. Biden's approval rating sinks. A survey released by Gallup on Thursday found that just 37% of U.S. adults approved of Biden's job performance. Wow, 37% think he's doing a great job. 37% of people think that everything's going hunky-dory. What else we got? Biden can't remember his recent trip to Ireland. Biden shocked visitors at the White House Thursday when he was unable to recall his recent week-long trip to Ireland and Northern Ireland. Huh. Biden publicly shuns his granddaughter. Oh, this is the one that this is the stripper granddaughter that they pretend doesn't exist. Let's see. Don't believe meeting fear-mongering about spending cuts? Oh, yeah, the whole debt ceiling con things going on. Debt ceiling nonsense. Let's see. People don't understand ESG. You don't understand ESG? It's weird. Coinbase. Border Patrol releases plan for surge of illegal aliens as Title 42 ends nears. 40,000 mass feet away. Yikes. Tim Scott introduces legislation redirecting $15 billion from the IRS to border security. Oh boy. Let's see. Are warlords the future of Russia? Well, aren't they the future of weren't they the future of the Middle East, where we went in and screwed with a bunch of stuff? Let's see. I'm going to skip some of the COVID-19 stuff. It's up there. China's top chip maker will struggle to make cutting-edge chips competitively. Huh. Maybe that's why they're looking at Taiwan, right? Of course, Jerry Springer died. That's not that important. Fox ratings tumbled because of the firing of Tucker Carlson. Oh no! Whoopi Goldberg. God was, quote, really clear. Transitioning kids is okay with him. Huh. Ooh, Bud Light to spend, quote, heavily on marketing blitz after Dylan Mulvaney disaster. Anheuser-Busch, quote, did promise to spend lots of dough on Bud Light marketing this spring and summer. Starting with the big push this week for the NFL draft. Oh my gosh, the NFL draft. That did happen, and I didn't watch it because I don't care. Employees at Texas agency must wear clothes that reflect their biological gender. Why? Why is that necessary? Why is it necessary for you to know what someone's biological gender is? For what purpose? That's nonsense. Geez, there's so much junk on here. Like, this is nonsense. There's nothing interesting here. Let's go to the next one. What's this one's? What is this? A whole stack of Tucker Carlson. Again, I don't... Let's see. Oregon Right to Rest Act would let homeless pitch tents on public sidewalks. Yay! Corporate America is canceling Mother's Day. Mother's Day is a, quote, sensitive time and a, quote, challenging time or a, quote, difficult time. So they're inviting customers to opt out of emails related to the triggering day. Oh, man. We are a strong people, aren't we? Looks like Disney and DeSantis are having a spat. The suspects in the Alabama mass shooting, one of the worst in U.S. history, were arraigned. Why do you think this story has disappeared from the news? Because nobody's talking about it. Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. There was this Alabama dance party, right? And there was a shooting, and amongst it were, like, all these people were shot. 4 people were killed. They've arrested 6 people in connection that they're trying, and all of them are black. But if you look up all these articles, all the pictures have just white people in them. It's a whitewashing. Stuff about MS-13. Because the border is secure. The House passed the GOP spending cuts package, for the ceiling thing. Let's see. Biden got caught using cheat sheet with reporters' question written on it. Oh no. That's like, this has happened like 6 times. I don't know why it's still a news headline when it happens. Let's see. Fox poll shows that Trump holds 32-point lead over 2024 GOP primary field. Trump is up 10 points while DeSantis is down 7. Hey, I got some news for you guys on the Republican side. Your candidate is not Trump. It's not DeSantis. It's Vivek Ramaswamy. You need to vote for him. Oh, man. You know what? This is nonsense. All of it. Judge says Nunes not defamed by a story about Iowa dairy farm. I know some of these are just words that you people are like, I don't understand what is that nonsense. Yeah, because it is. Reuters is reporting that the world is not dumping U.S. dollars. That's probably an important article to read there. The yuan tops USD for first time in Chinese cross-border transactions. Interesting. The yuan is the Chinese currency. Dun, 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 dun. Most voters still don't know what ESG is. In a poll, 64% of respondents have never heard of it. Never heard of environmental, social, and governance score. Might want to look it up. Though I think I heard a story about how a guy had a business, a U.S. person had a business in China, and he has never had to worry about it. Very interesting. Employers reveal why Gen Z is the hardest generation to work with. I read this article. This is a very interesting article. Gen Z. This is from the New York Post. Employers reveal why Gen Z is the hardest generation to work with. Despite many of them having only just entered the workforce, Generation Z, who's born from 97 onwards, is already getting a bad rap at the office. Now, after Gen Z is Gen Alpha, and that generation has actually already, started, so it's not just 97 on. Let's see. 3 out of 4 agree that Gen Z is harder to work with than other generations, so much so that 65% of employers said they have to fire them more often. 1 in 8 have let go of a Gen Zer less than 1 week after their start date. Huh. I wonder why. I wonder why people don't want to work. Huh. It's a very interesting situation to contemplate. But we're getting really long on time here, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you for joining me today, even though we got a little bit boring at the end here. Thanks for listening. If you like this video, make sure you click the like button. Make sure you share this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, please. Make sure that you head over to Rumble and support the channel over there. If I ever, get the dang thing going, still have work to do, setting that up more. I hope to do that sometime this weekend, because I got to do this video and edit it and all that stuff, and I still got the banjo hanging over there that I'm working on. It's taking so long to get that thing fixed. Tune in next Sunday at noon for another video straight right here at SOB Studios. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. God bless. And Godspeed.